A few days ago, a new startup named Slate unveiled an inexpensive and very simple EV. This EV is so simple it doesn't even feature an infotainment screen, power windows, speakers, or even paint. It was also announced that this vehicle will start around 20,000 US dollars, including the $7,500 EV tax credit. Built in the USA with American parts by Americans. How patriotic. I can hear the Eagles absolutely screaming overhead right now. Startup companies such as Slate, which is coincidentally an anagram for Tesla, are nothing new in the EV space. We've seen them come, we've seen them go, we've seen them grow into massive, valuable corporations that are now household names. Everybody wants to build electric cars, and everybody has their own interpretation of what an EV needs to be. Most importantly, they all want to be the cheapest. There's an obsession with keeping the cost down and providing the cheapest vehicle that they can possibly build. So who is Slate? Is Slate another EV startup that wants to manufacture simple and affordable electric vehicles in the USA, a country not exactly known to be in love with the EV or even lukewarm to electric vehicles? In some parts of the country, they are seen as more foe than Lucifer himself. Better get that holy water cannon out if you plan on charging in these areas of the country. Before I forget, did I mention that Slate has backing and funding from Jeff Bezos? Yes, that Jeff Bezos. Hopefully, the vehicles aren't inspired by his rocket design. Slate managed to engineer an extremely simple EV with a 52 kilowatt hour battery pack, rear drive, rear motor, plastic body panels, a decent range of 150 miles or closer to 300 miles with the additional battery pack. Sounds like a great recipe. Better yet, they are offering this EV as very highly customizable. You can have it as a two-door pickup, 5-seater SUV, or fastback. You can purchase additional wraps. As I mentioned, it doesn't even come painted. Many of these options you install yourself or have them professionally installed, such as that rear clamshell that goes over the bed. So far, so good. A simple vehicle that you can trim out to what you desire. Reserve yours for $50 today, and you might get your Slate in a couple of years. We have heard this so many times before with many EV startups. Slate call themselves a disruptive business model, and to serve the customer good, to remove unnecessary content, improve reliability. This is listed in literally the first sentence in the first paragraph of their press release. Oh dear, I really expected that startup talk or startup speak to start deeper in the press release. Oh boy, that's a lot to take in. Here's where the problems start. Manufacturing vehicles is difficult. Manufacturing cheap vehicles is even more difficult to turn a profit on them. A startup manufacturing cheap electric vehicles and announcing prices years before a product is delivered or a factory is even built is just pure self-harm at this point, especially when this EV is what I fear could be another lifestyle vehicle versus a proper mode of transportation. There is a reason why the usual suspects focus on expensive vehicles, because the margins are quite good. The battery pack, for example, in the Slate alone, probably around $8,000 given the current pricing of kilowatt hour battery pack pricing. What do I base this on? We have all seen this before with many electric vehicles. The Model 3 was supposed to have a starting price of $35,000. That took nearly 5 or 6 years. The Cybertruck was much the same story, but that's a long one for another day. Let's not even go down the long, rutted, and pothole-filled road of Canoo, Aperta, or Fisker. Well, Fisker and Canoo, to their credit, did manage to deliver some vehicles, although not very good ones. Manufacturers will let you reserve or pre-order their product years out in advance, but how many people will actually follow through? It looks good in the annual reports and forecasts that you have whatever number of pre-orders, but converting those to actual reservations into firm orders or sales is another story. We just have to look at Cybertruck again, and we all know how that turned out. I don't even think they delivered 300,000 of them out of like 1 million pre-orders. This simply drives hype and fear of missing out, because in reality, unless you're ordering a Porsche GT car or Ferrari, these pre-orders are mostly pointless and meaningless. I hear there are people that ordered an Aperta nearly a decade ago, and some are still waiting for their Faraday future. Here's the problem that I can foresee with the Slate truck. It lures you in with a cheap base price, but in reality, now at $27,000 at time of filming, they're basing the ultra-low price on the EV tax credit of $7,500 in the US, and pricing will be dependent on the endless list of options you decide to spec, especially as it comes with no speakers, the back seat is optional, and much, much more. Oh, I see where this is going. Slate says many of these options, if not all these options, you can install yourself. Think of it as an IKEA, but for the automotive world, or a kit car. So your new vehicle could cost who knows what once you put anything in it and assemble it yourself via handy do-it-yourself YouTube videos or professional installation. How quaint. Installing your own safety equipment such as airbags and seatbelts. My experience hasn't been too good with do-it-yourself flat pack furniture in the past either. Have you ever driven in a vehicle with an add-on rear cab or a roof, such as a Jeep Wrangler? It's not pleasant, and it's not a nice place to sit. But remember, you can enjoy the adventurous lifestyle of self-car assembly while you install your rear seats and strip bolts and brake fasteners. Being presented with an endless list of add-on accessories is another problem. What will be available at launch and later on in the future? Why do I have a funny feeling some of these options will be limited to certain numbers or just never plain available due to cost or manufacturing constraints? I fear a subscription for certain items might also come into play given the money backing the product. Did I mention you run the vehicle through an app on your phone where I'm sure there will be no data collection at all? Yes, you run the vehicle through the app. You connect it to the app. Do I need to remind you of being perpetually trapped in an ecosystem as well regarding the accessories? While we all want an affordable EV with good range and good charging speeds, which onboard 11 kilowatts, a do-it-yourself rear-wheel drive pickup truck is not the answer, unfortunately. We already have options from China. What the Chinese have done in the last decade, and in reality, in the last 5 years, has been nothing short of revolutionary. There are shipping complete vehicles that you can drive away without watching a do-it-yourself video on how to install your doors, your roof, or your seat, or build your car that comes in a flat pack box. Hopefully not. These vehicles are also available to purchase right now, but due to reasons involving a bag of cheese puffs, are not for sale in the US, and much of those reasons here in Canada as well. While I am interested in Slate as a company, I just question the viability of such a model. Is the state of auto manufacturing that terrible in the USA where you are being offered a pay-as-you-go choice and a car that comes as an erector set? Maybe it's truly a case of build your own dreams. With so many startup failures, it's hard to remain optimistic, especially when your EV is a niche lifestyle vehicle, in my opinion, because that's what it is. It's another lifestyle vehicle in a flooded vehicle of lifestyle vehicles. Maybe the market, such as the fleet market, will take notice and order a bunch. But given what has happened to so many EV startups, it's hard to get excited. I hope you enjoyed this musing, and have a good day. Thank you for watching, and all the usual stuff. Please like and subscribe.